Hello and welcome to my dermatoscope reviews. This is the Iboolo DE4100 dermatoscope, and for today I'm just showing you the equipment. To learn how to use it in more detail and how to interpret what you see, please come along to one of our Dermoscopy for Absolute Beginners events, either in person or online, which you can access through the PCDS website, pcds.org.uk. So as I say, this is the Iboolo DE4100 scope. And if I take it out, you can see it's quite large. It's fairly heavy. And the balance is slightly top heavy. So the balance may be a little bit uncomfortable for some people. It's not going to fit in a pocket, but it does come in this case with all of these extra bits in the case. And the case zips up to keep it safe. So there's the scope. Let's take it out here so we can have a look at it. As you can see with this one, the end plate of it is quite large and it has 3 switches on the front. We have an M for mode, we have the on-off button, and we have a brightness button. It's got lots of LEDs there, as you can see. And the first button to press is the on-off button, and that will turn it on in polarized white light, and 12 LEDs light up for this one. So that's 12 LEDs. The next mode is those same 12 LEDs stay on, so it stays polarized, but 4 amber LEDs come on as well. So this is a slightly warmer polarized light. The next mode, when we press the button, is just the 4 amber polarized LEDs. So this is warm polarized light. The next time we press the button, this is non-polarized light, and we have 6 white non-polarized LEDs. And I'm just going to draw your attention to these little buttons on the side, because you'll remember when we first turned it on, this is polarized light. This is polarized light, this is polarized light, and this is non-polarized light. And so you cannot use these buttons to tell you whether the light, these are the lights on the side, you can't use these to tell you whether it's polarized light or not. It's a bit of a shame because it does have 3 different polarized light modes. It would be nice if they lit up for all those 3 different polarized modes, but they don't. So don't get caught out on that one. Also, for each light type that you're using, for each light source there, if you press this button here with brightness, there are 3 different brightnesses for each of the different modes. They don't seem to make an enormous difference clinically, but they're there. So there we go. I'll just turn it off now. In order to focus this one, you twist the top bit here and it will move the eyepiece closer to you or further away from you. There's no marker here to show you how far it needs to be extended to take pictures of a flat lesion through the camera. It's roughly halfway, but you're going to have to check it manually each time before you attach your phone. The end plate pulls on and off very easily. However, if you're going to use it for polarized non-contact dermoscopy, you've got to hold it fairly close to the skin. There is a bit of a knack to doing that, but it certainly can be done. It goes back on again fairly nice and easily, and you can hear it click. That's the end plate. There's no disposable covers for this type of end plate. Do note, by the way, when it comes to doing non-polarized dermoscopy through this, that the instruction booklet is incorrect. Don't do non-polarized dermoscopy as it says in the instruction booklet. In order to do non-polarized dermoscopy, all you need to do is to have the non-polarized light and put some contact fluid either on the end plate or on the skin, but so that it's in contact with the end plate and the skin, and that will do your non-polarized dermoscopy very nicely. Now it charges through a USB-C adapter, as you can see on the end here, and it comes with a USB-C lead in the case. In order to take photos, it comes with a camera adapter. And I'm just going to show this to you because when you get it, it looks like this. So it comes in 2 parts. There's this part, and there's this part that has the magnet on. There are two different places you can attach the magnet to it. That depends on how far away from the edge of your phone its camera is. So on mine, it's quite close to the edge, so I'm going to use the top setting there. There we go. So that screws on nice and firmly. Then you can loosen and open that bit. And on my phone, I know that the camera it's going to use is the middle one. So I can bring my phone across, slide it across over the middle camera, and just tighten that up enough. There's the phone. And then I can put the scope like that, turn it on, and take my picture. One thing to just be aware of, a couple of things to be aware of actually. Firstly is if you've not got it lined up very well and you're thinking, oh, I want to get that, I want to get it lined up a bit better. There we go. I'll move it round relative. What you will find as it moves round relative to the thing is that the magnet here changes. I'm just going to turn it off. Changes the focus there, because the magnetic ring, this bit here, this goes on here, and that will change the focus of the scope as you move the camera relative to the scope. The other thing to be aware of is that if you've got it lined up like this, it's actually quite difficult to change modes because you've got to get your finger into the little gap there to do it. But it's perfectly usable so long as you know what you're doing. Let's just take that off. And then when you go to put it away, you will find that it will, in fact, fit in here. So you don't have to unscrew it and put that bit back in there, which can be a bit of a nuisance otherwise. So this is the Iboolo DE4100 dermatoscope. And I've basically just been showing you how to work it. But to learn how to use it in more detail and how to interpret what you see, please do come along to one of our Dermoscopy for Absolute Beginners events, either in person or online, and you can access these through the PCDS website, which is pcds.org.uk.